What's going on, guys? Hey, I'm just out here enjoying a nice afternoon walk. It's a little overcast here in Florida, but I recently moved out here. I'm a little bit north of Tampa. It's in a small town called Land O'Lakes, and one thing I really love about the place that I'm at is it has this wildlife, right? It has this wilderness preserve, which is something I believe will be here forever. There's been a lot of growth, a lot of development going on in this place, but it's amazing because I love to get out here. I try to get out here as often as possible just to connect with nature, but disconnect from everything else that's going on. But got me thinking today because I was having a few calls with some of the guys within our program. You know, one thing that we offer to all of our group coaching clients is the opportunity to once a month to jump in, have a one-on-one call. We really dive into their progress, their recovery, what's going on in their life, and really make sure that they're set up for maximum success, not just in removing porn, but ultimately creating a purposeful and meaningful life. And one of the conversations we've been having recently with a few of the members is establishing a relationship with beauty, an ultimate, deep, transcendent relationship with beauty. You know, I think one thing that happens when we're caught up in struggling with a pornography addiction is our lustful thoughts, our lustful desires take over and begin to control and really run our entire life. And this can skew beauty for us. This can skew what things should mean to us, our relationship with beauty. Not just beautiful women, but beauty all around us. Beauty in nature, right? Beauty in our homes, beauty in our environments, beauty in others. Not just physical beauty, but deep, meaningful, purposeful beauty. So I've been having this conversation with a few of the men, and it's just about taking some time, dedicating a space, something, you know, when you're home that creates peace for you, an area within your home that you can go and disconnect from everything else, but connect with beauty, connect with yourself, and just find a place of peace in meditation where you can further deepen your awareness, whether it's through meditative practice, through journaling, prayer, a lot of the things that we do with the guys inside of our program. But coming back to this relationship, right? I opened up talking about I moved here over the summer, really enjoying the place. One thing I wanted to make sure, though, was that I work from home, guys. So, you know, my office is upstairs. It's where we produce all of our content, shoot the podcast. It's where, you know, I spend the vast majority of my time. But I wanted to have a place that when I was done working, I could return to. That, you know, when I finished for the day, I'm not leaving an office. I'm not driving somewhere. So I wanted to dedicate a part of my house and really invest in it. Hired an interior designer, spent it, you know, a little bit of money, but well worth it, because what it has done is it's created two environments for me. It's created an environment that every day when I wake up and when I walk downstairs before I start my day, I walk into the kitchen, I have my water. That first entry point as I'm coming down those stairs and those lights come on, one thing is it reminds me of the hard work that has been put in. It reminds me of what we've been able to accomplish here in such a short amount of time. Less than 3 years ago, rebuilt recovery wasn't a thing. I had found my own freedom in 2019, but 3 years ago, I hadn't let anybody else. And here we are, you know, as 2022 is coming to a close, celebrating hundreds of recoveries, thousands of men's touched lives and transformed. You know, we're just getting started here, but every day when I enter downstairs, it's a reminder of what I've been able to do. It creates peace, but more importantly, after a hard day's work, when you return to something that is peaceful, is relaxing, it's such an incredible way to end your day. It's such an incredible way to disconnect from everything that else is going on and connect with yourself. It's such an incredible way to remind yourself of why you're doing these certain things. And there's no thinking of pornography when I'm down there. That's been out of my life for almost 4 years now. So for you men out there, one thing I definitely encourage all of our students to do when they enter into our program, you know, as we're trying to make changes, as we're trying to develop healthier habits, as we're trying to remove this part of our life out of us, is to reestablish your home environment. If every day for the last 3, 4, 5 years, however long, you've been watching and consuming pornography, and you still live in that place, a small shift, a small change, a readjustment of the environment can have massive impact on your ability to remove porn, because here's what happens is when you change an environment, what you do is you change the internal triggers that fire when you walk and step into that environment. The shifting of your bed in your bedroom, the moving of a desk, the moving of a table, the maybe putting some pictures up on the wall or changing the pictures, the structure, the layout of the room. Now when you enter into that room, your body is forced to do a handful of things. You're forced to assess yourself physically, raise your physical awareness. So in the past, when you walked into this environment, maybe the first thing you'd see out of your left eye is you'd see your bed. That bed, that thought as it appears in your mind would maybe trigger, hey, what site do I want to pull up right now? That's the bed that I watch porn on. If you move that, and now when you enter the room, it's on the right side, that same internal trigger, that same internal cue cannot go off because it was triggered by the left eyesight of the bed. If you moved it, you will change the trigger. And isn't the process of overcoming an addiction the changing of habits? 100% is. And every habit is triggered by a trigger. Every habit is started and initiated by some trigger. Either an internal trigger, either an external trigger that you've placed there, or either an external trigger that the environment just over time has established with you. So changing those triggers will change the process of that habit and will produce a different outcome. Now you need to be intentional about creating that new habit. So that's where one thing can happen when you dedicate some time and energy to changing of your environment and creating better living environments for yourself. Secondly, I talked about it at the beginning, right? It's the establishing of a healthier, better relationship with beauty. And yes, I'm talking about beauty across the board, not just physical attraction beauty of a woman. Yes, that's incredibly important. Us men, we are wired to respond visually to things. It's a part of our brain that was put there, and it is the purpose of it to respond to physical beauty. So I don't want you to ever change that part about you. But how do you describe things when you talk about nature? Is it the beautiful nature? Is it a beautiful sunset? Is it a beautiful horizon? When you enter into a room, is the layout beautiful? These are things that over time, when you begin to speak like this, when you begin to think like this, you hardwire and change new ways of thinking, new patterns of thought processes. So these are just a couple of things, guys, that I was thinking about as I was out here on the walk, and I just really thought it would be a good thing to share if you've been struggling with this. Look at changing of your environment. Look at the changing of your space from a spatial positioning standpoint, but more importantly, from the relationship that you have with these environments. Now, guys, if you are trying to overcome this porn addiction, I mentioned that inside of our group coaching program, not only do we meet with a group of men on a weekly basis, we run you through our 16-week recovery, Reboot Your Life program, but more importantly, we dive deep into your life. We dive deep into what's going on with you. We do that in a one-on-one approach. So this is something that you're possibly interested in pursuing more of, then down there in the description box, and I'll also drop it down there in the pinned comment below. I'm going to do a link to our coaching application page. Guys, there's no cost to apply. The coaching program is a paid program, right? But we're gonna go well beyond anything that you would ever expect. So put the link down there, guys. If you're interested, fill the application out, book a call, but I look forward to talking to you guys. But more importantly, as you walk away from this video, understand that you are in control of overcoming this addiction. Nobody's gonna come and save you. It is a process though, and it can be done. And I believe in you, and I hope you believe into yourself. But God bless you guys. Reestablish your relationship with beauty. Change your environment. And if you're interested in coaching, fill the link out, and I'll see you guys on the other side.